So let me know if this ever happened to you, where you've woken up, you feel like something's off. You look at your alarm clock only to realize that, man, I'm late. I'm late. And then you jump out of bed, you start frantically putting your clothes on and hopefully brush your teeth on the way out the door, into your car, and onto the freeway, where you find yourself cursing the alarm clock. How dare could that alarm clock even do that to you? Is this you? Do you feel like it just ruins the rest of your day? Do you feel like you lose all motivation for the rest of the day? The rest of the day is just shot, and then, forget any plans you had because they're not getting done today. So if this is you, stay tuned. So that may have been you guys in the last clip. I completely understand. I've been there. Everybody has been there. Your day is just shot. Your day is a wash, and forget the rest of the day. But today we're talking about establishing a morning routine. And why should we establish a morning routine? Now that's because we want to try to get the most of our day. We want to set the pace for the day. We want to be successful. And when's the best time to do that? When we're most revitalized. Our body is primed just before it wakes up. And to come to this point, we want to take advantage of that before, at the end of the day, your energy is all depleted and you have zero motivation. And you notice that in the beginning of every day, you have the most motivation you'll have in the beginning of the day. So to establish a good morning routine will help guide you throughout your day. So if there's anything that comes up that, it may just be a downer, whatever it is, any kind of events that come up at work or in relationships or outside of work, outside of family, whatever it might be, they won't stop you because you have the motivation going forward. Yeah, some things can get bad and whatever, but you'll have a good place to start. You got your pace going, you're ready to go to take on the day. So typically for my morning routine, I always get up between 4 and 5. Now the reason it's between 4 and 5, it really depends on what's going on throughout that day. Like some days I'll have stuff going on, so my time's cut a little bit short, so I try to wake up early if possible, try to get more things that I want to get done in that morning. I'll wake up earlier, but it doesn't vary much from 4 to 5. That's typically what I always keep it at. And then what's the first thing when I wake up is I'll always go and I'll make my bed. Now I'm like OCD, and I know it's just something I do all the time. It's something I've done since I was a kid. Make my bed first thing in the morning. It kind of sets the precedence. You have that one little win, like they say, and that really helps throughout the day. And then from that point, I will go into the kitchen. I'll have a big glass of cold water. Now, your body has been going through, your body's been dehydrated essentially all night because you've gone like 5 to 8 hours without drinking anything. And so it just like shocks your body awake, especially when you drink some nice cold water. It shocks you awake. You're feeling better. You're feeling more revived. And then typically after that, I'll move into doing some light stretches. Now I like to stretch my back and my legs out more because they seem to be the tighter parts of my body. And so I'll stretch those out really well, and my neck, whatever else, feels tight because I've been laying all night. So that's something else I like to do first thing in the morning. From there I transition into doing some meditations. I'll do like anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, maybe longer. It really just depends on how focused I am during my meditations. I do my affirmations, I do some gratitude things, and just kind of help propel me throughout the day to kind of visualize my day. And during this time, from as soon as I open my eyes, I try to go like 30 minutes, if not longer, to not have my phone. I hate checking my phone. I try, all those alerts and dinging and all that stuff, I just put it away out of sight first thing in the morning. I'm not trying to, I gotta establish myself first thing. I gotta get the ball rolling before I start looking at any of that stuff, before you start putting fires out or whatever it may be. So I always keep the phone away at least for 30 minutes first thing in the morning. And then after that, I'll typically do some working out, or you go to work or doing some work or whatever it may be. I try to do something else for me, whether it's writing these YouTube videos, scripting these out, or if it's trying to learn something new that I want to learn first thing in the morning. I always try to do something right after that meditation. So I'm always paying myself first, because that's essentially what you want to do. That's why you want to establish these morning routines, is to pay yourself first with your, with all the energy you have, with all, you're primed for the day. You're going to be at your best time, so why not pay yourself first thing in the morning? So establishing your routine, this is really why we're here, this is really why I am here, is to try to help you figure out a good morning routine. And no one morning routine is not going to fit everybody. There's not a cookie cutter approach to this. You have to figure out what it is that you want to establish your morning routine around. Now you have to first you have to pick one thing. I would suggest picking one specific thing that you want to base your morning routine around. Establish that one thing. Now what can that one thing be? That one thing can be, well, you want to write a book, so start writing. Or you want to get healthier, so start doing some kind of exercise first thing in the morning. Whatever it is, you want to establish the one thing. And that, establishing a routine will take probably like 9 weeks or so to really establish it and allow it to go on autopilot, to be part of your good habits and be established, right? So you want to start with that one thing. You make sure you got that one thing down good. And you have to realize that you're going to go days where you're not going to want to do these routines, and that's completely understandable. It happens, right? And you miss it. Maybe you wake up late and then you realize, well, geez, now I can't do my morning routine. I got to get to work. And if you could at least go by the end of the day and promise to yourself, it's like a promise to yourself. You're trying to make yourself better. So by the end of the day, at least try to do it. If it was meditation, do the meditation at the end of the day. And it may be painful at the end of the day because you have zero motivation by that point, but just go through the steps. Just try to get it done so you can say that, yes, at least I got that one win, and I'll do better tomorrow, and I'll make sure that one piece from my morning routine will be done first thing in the morning, so I don't got to worry about it by the end of the day, because I want to pay myself first. And I don't want to pay myself at the end of the day when I have no energy and I'm exhausted. And a lot of things that can help too, and when establishing your morning routine, is to prep the night before, right? If you're trying to get healthier or you want to eat healthier, whatever it is, prep your meals the night before. Or if you want to start writing, put your pen and paper out on the table first thing in the morning, so when you see it, you see it. If you want to start running first thing in the morning, what I typically do is I'll throw my shoes out and my all my running gear out, so as soon as I get up, I see it and I force myself to do it. You force yourself to kind of do it. It's like that mental note to yourself, like, hey, yo, look, you were ready yesterday, why aren't you ready this morning? So those are some good keys that could really help you start establishing this morning routine. And it's going to take work, and like I said, when you first establishing that routine, it's going to take time. But if you miss a day, just don't beat yourself up about it. Don't throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm done with this stuff, it's not for me. No, just keep with it, stick with it. You stay with it, it's really going to help, and you're really going to be proud of yourself when you realize that you established that morning routine, that you soon started putting other pieces onto that morning routine. Like you start writing every morning, and then you said, well, I got my writing down for that routine, so now I'm going to start running. And then you slowly start building more onto that, and you might have a limited amount of time in the morning, that's fine, but just wake up 30 minutes more in the morning, go to bed 30 minutes earlier at night, just to establish that, because you want to pay yourself first. If you don't pay yourself first, you're not going to see the results that you want to see if you're not paying yourself first. So it's good, a couple of tips I hope that can help you guys in establishing your routine. So establishing a morning routine, I think, is absolutely critical for you guys out there who are really trying to get yourself a whatever rut it is, or just trying to start new things. I think it's very critical for you guys to just start it and push forward, keep on a routine. You have bad days, it is what it is, but the morning routine will definitely help get you to where you want to go. And I know time can be very limited, and that's fine, but you want to keep this. It's like a promise to yourself, right? You want to keep the promise to yourself. You don't want to put yourself down. You want to pay yourself first, and you know that you owe it to yourself to do this, right? You owe it to yourself to get the things you want out of life. You owe yourself to learn the things you want to learn. So take that time and do it, and you'll build those things up. You'll build those skills up, or whatever it is that you want to pay yourself first with. It will come back. It will come back to you tenfold. So I really hope this video helped you guys. If it has, if you know someone out there who would actually get something out of this video, please share it with them. Also, if there's any kind of techniques or any other tips you guys want to share about establishing a morning routine, I would love to hear that from you guys. I think that would be fantastic to hear what you guys think, or if there's anything out of the videos that you think was useful for you establishing your routine. I'd also like to hear about that down in the comments. And until next time, I will see you guys later.